Okay, rolling. Roger Dodger. Yeah, I was trying to get the camera there on a tripod. Basically, I guess the days of my iPod. It was only a couple dollars. They're no, a couple $100. They're no longer supported. Yeah, the new iPhones, big, giant, clunky, flat things. I like the little thing I can just put in my pocket, man. I don't know, you gotta have pockets or something. I don't know, they look too big. I don't know, maybe, I don't know what the issue is. I kind of think maybe it's a security issue. Maybe you'll be able to find it easier. I don't know. I didn't look into the product design of the new iPhones. So, yeah, the Fujifilm. I bought two of these when I got these. One for me and one for Tequila. She got the GE. I think I wanted to check both cameras out, so my camera that I got was a Fujifilm, but there's the GE. She says she loves her GE camera. And yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about a few things, you know. It was like I was just now going and it was doing the funny thing, man. I like pulled my neck. It's like, well, they're flat. It's like one dimension and then two dimension. One dimension, two dimension. Hot potato 3. One dimension, two dimension, hot potato 3. So let's say two dimension. So this is appropriate that this is like the light of the silhouette of the self. It's a notion, and it's also a peripheral vision. It's also a communication. I energize my subtle body and actually visualize myself as I see myself in the mirror behind this camera now. And not only that, but expand myself into 8 forms and go around like the turbines. It's kind of like atoms. And underneath each one, going this way, right? It really, you know, I felt like I was Yogi created flying aerial palaces, and actually, you know, I mean, oh yeah, and then there's the part where, you know, machines can't go, you know, so and that's why they want us in our human forms. So they want some, basically they're just making all this stuff up, and they change all this stuff, and they put the stuff on a frequency and stuff, and they're saying it's our natural evolution. But the point of the fact of the matter is, we're not getting out of this one. You know, they ask me, hey, how does the world end? I go, I don't know, we got a new tragedy every day. I couldn't believe it. The girl at work was so upset. I was just paranoid, just having nightmares. You know, Obama's talking to that guy over there about you better not nuke the United States, and Trump's going, I'll take care of it. These are scheduled nuclear tests. Nobody said, hey, I'm bombing you. These aren't a bomb threat. You know, I mean, what was the actual real dialogue? I'm going, okay, now I'd like to know how this translates into a nuclear threat, that these are scheduled testing. You know, I told her exactly what was going to happen. She was really concerned and afraid of the nuclear weapon that was going to bomb Guam. In fact, I kind of like that. That was like a mantra, bomb Guam. Rom. The temple was right around the corner. I was working at this insurance company. I used to go to Govinda's for lunch. I go Govinda's buffet. You know, I know how much to put on the plate, how much it's probably going to weigh, how much it's probably going to cost. It was great subji. Yeah, and the India sweets and spices were over there. I got those poppers, papadums, and I was making kitchery and poppers, and oh, I loved it over there. And so anyhow, what happened was trying to stay on one subject, you know, all over the place. I mean, this is all loaded stuff, man. This is on everything. Well, this is a frequency, and it's a frequency of communications. And what it is this is the thing that I wanted to get to, and I was hoping I'd remember it, is that Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about Durga Devi and her very compassionate, loving form as a consort of Lord Shiva as Parvati. So yeah, you want the positive form, you don't want the negative form. Lord Shiva is the seminal glance from the eyes, you know, which is what is a vision. So, you know, we're in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they talk about that if you want to see distant places, you place your vision, right? Now all of a sudden, it's, you can see, you got eyes, kind of like holes though, but you got them, right? Nothing's going anywhere, except for some far-reaching stuff. And you place your vision into the sun. That's Vivishwan. The sun guys travels right over here on the southern, comes right over here this way. Travels from east to west. Chant the Gayatri Mantra 3 times, morning, noon, and evening. And so that's Vivishwan. It's a chariot. The horses that draw the chariot are the names of the meters of the syllables of the Gayatri Mantra. Talking about such beauty, man. You guys don't know what's going on. I mean, you don't know. I mean, a specific vibratory rate where one would actually be going into the atmosphere or environment where Durga Devi with her skulls and tridents and swords and shields and all her allurements and all of her punishing and all this Mityaloka, the world of birth and death, takes place. Anyways, whether you're on that vibratory rate or not, it's still going on. So it's going on right now. We're just not buzzing on that rate, so it's not in front of us and we're not being murdered. Not yet, at least. See, you get it? See, so I don't know what it's going to do to the rest of the millions of universes. This thing is on the top layer of all of them, right on the first layer of the original 8 elements that form the original Mahatattva, and floating in the Brahman expanse spiritual light, which the atomic construction of this light are perfected yogis who are in Brahmananda. It keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? I mean, it keeps getting better. So I'm talking about this really, really cosmic place. It's kind of like in the pineal gland or whatever. You got your light silhouette, okay, and then, you know, just like kind of like what I read, kind of like engrams of certain things move into place. You also have one just like it, which is shadow. That's why I put my jacket back up there at the door, because it kept looking like my profile in a shadow. So it's peripheral, it's intuitional, it's internal, and it's also external. Now, I'm not exactly for sure who's who on this one. It's like, why would the shadow one actually be like, so let's say Paramatma, who is the observer of the observer, you know, and is the, you know, the source of the energy. You know, which one is light, which one, you know, in fact, does this even have anything to do with anything at all? It does seem to me to be something to do with the higher self as the observer. Now, you know, I remember like ego, super ego, id. Oh, the super ego is really tricky. Man, you can really mess stuff up with this. With that one, it's like, you know, that's why I stopped, like, well, you know, it's because of this, that, and the other thing, and it's just, and, you know, it's like, oh, man, it's like, oh, you know, you keep catching yourself doing this, that, and the other thing, you know, and you just drive yourself crazy. It's all speculation and all stuff. I guess maybe I wasn't, you know, the space wasn't right yet or something, I don't know. But, yeah, the other thing that I want to talk about was it was kind of like the first thing that came in. I mean, it was these eyeballs. Now, I'm not sure whose eyeballs these were. Now, if these are actually the eyeballs of the pineal gland, which constitutes, you know, like, you know, they say that the this chakra here that's indigo blue is like Shiva's eye, and Shiva's eye is buzzing. So these eyes were buzzing, you know, looking right at me, you know. But yeah, at some particular point, it's like, you know, the specific, you know, communication of something that's going like this. You know, and if your hands, your feet, all your senses, your sense objects, everything is there. It's this really cosmic place. There's planets and stars and suns and, you know, you know, and they're, you know, and it has a very powerful attention. You know, when somebody's really interested in you or something, you know, hey, you know, I mean, you know, this thing, you know, with these, you know, you know, it's, you know, it was buzzing. It was super conscious. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Before I'm talking about, oh, I'm hanging out with the atoms for too long, man. I gotta go do something else. You know, this has been fun. It's been great. You know, metaphysics and quantum physics and how the universe works and Einstein stuff and what Einstein was saying and who is, you know, everybody like totally digs on this stuff and, you know, prove it and disprove it and come out with a little bit of other information, you know, and then, you know, I guess there's a whole lot of stuff, you know, I guess a lot of information. Some information we're going to get, some information we're not going to get. It doesn't change anything, really. Except our specific notion of the day. You know, is the world flat, is the world round? Are we the center of the universe, is the center of the universe? Are dolphins actually more evolved than humans? That's a good one. I'm here today to talk to you about your dolphin. Did you know your dolphin really thinks you're, that he's like super intelligence over the rim? Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I kind of wanted to touch base. I wanted everybody to see me. I wanted to see how I look. At 60 years old, man, I still like America's favorite hippie teenager, punk rocker guy or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I like the way my eyes look. They look cool. Yeah, big worlds and universes. Look deeply into my eyes. I'm going to deliver you. You gotta deliver yourself, man. I don't even think I'm even the messenger. Just some crazy guy that's spitting off and spewing off a whole bunch of big wacky-dacky deals that probably anybody can do. You have to work on it. It's like exercise. Like exercising. I've been exercising my body for so long, and now it's just like a super rod. This man's got a manhood that causes earthquakes and rattles windows. Alright, so we'll touch bases with you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna finish this painting and stuff. I wanted to decide on this neighbor shoe if I'm really gonna buy a neighbor shoe. I liked it because it was the colors that I've been fussing over for the psychedelic background for this painting. And when a painting like this finally gets finished, I'm glad that I took the time to design, to look, and to consider it. You know, just you know, it's not on the back burner, and I don't feel good about not getting around doing it. But you know, there's other priorities and stuff too. You know, it's like I just don't feel good. You know, it's like I can't wash dishes, I can't make dinner, I can't get in the tub. I just don't feel good. I can't lay down. I can't go to sleep. It's like, oh my God, like what is going on? I gotta go to work. So, yeah, that's just life. That's just what everybody goes through. I'm just the only one that's probably honest about it, really, and I'm just coming out and saying it, and it's a whole bunch of taboo stuff. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, my memory loss and stuff. I've always had short-term memory loss. The 5 minutes before, I've always forgotten that stuff. When I was in the 2nd grade, there was a girl, and she was on some medication, but she couldn't quit masturbating. I mean, she was like, and all the teacher was going, well, she's looking at you and she's doing it. You know what she's doing? I'm in 2nd grade. You got a sister? Yeah, I got a sister. You got a mom? Yeah, I got a mom. You know, with a girl? Yeah, I'm a girl, you know. Okay, fine. We want you to come over here at lunchtime. But I kept forgetting. I go, well, write it on my hand. Give me a note. She kept going, no. I'm going, well, come out of the playground and get me. She's going, no. You know, you have to remember. So even since the 2nd grade, I couldn't remember to go get my rocks off. But I can tell you 30 years ago, I can tell you 2 years ago, I can tell you 7 years ago, I can tell you last month, in perfect detail. I was in room 11. Mrs. Stediger, my kindergarten teacher. Oh, this is just the way I rehearsed it, too. My friends were Wendy, Julian, Robin, and John. I lived down the street on Herrick Avenue. I guess we moved. We were a little farther down. I guess we were renting a house. My mom and dad bought a house. The house was paid for. My mom and dad got divorced. My mom abandoned the house. She should have sold it or something. But abandoned the house. And we lived in apartments, and that's probably why my stepbrothers, my stepmother, and everybody were all mean at us, because we had to live with them because my mother abandoned our house and just walked away from it and didn't get anything back from it. So that's, there's the Pandavas, their whole life, their mother was trying to protect them. They were in exile in the forest, Dronacharya, and, well, there were so many attempts on their lives. The burning house of lac, they gave them a house. Here's a house, but it's made of lacquer and it burned up, and they were revealed that there was a hidden tunnel underneath, so they were always narrowly escaping, by Krishna's mercy. So, it's the same thing, it's like, looking for broken pieces of glass, but I found the greatest thing is, no, that's okay, I don't want any boon. I don't want any benefits. This is cool. I mean, this is everything. This is great. I mean, this is anything anybody would actually really ever want. I mean, you don't want anything else because, you really got it all, man. Whatever happens, who knows, Under the river, up the river. It's up the river. Oh yeah, I'm on the bus. Oh yeah, I was on the subway and some guy kind of pointed out, yeah, right now we're actually under the Los Angeles River. It's like under the river, all right, huh? Yeah, you better watch yourself. You're under the river, buddy boy. Yeah, see? It's under the river time on the subway. Tell them what to say, Diver Dan. Oh, it's Diver Dan. I gotta go. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later, man. At 6:54, I'm carrying on like crazy. All right, I'll talk to you later. Roger, Rave, Roger now. Okay, there we are. So, yeah, there's a bit of information that I wanted to include. Well, we can make it kind of seamless, just a different camera direction. Now we're talking about real movie making. Yeah, it looks like I might have an opportunity to do exactly that for public broadcast. I think we gotta find out about that this week. But what it was the girl at work who was concerned about the Japanese nuclear test. And what happened was, when I told her that these were scheduled nuclear tests and they're not nuclear threats, it's not a threat that they're going to bomb Guam, but they're doing a test with a long-range missile that they project, or they're aiming at Guam, which fell short, which I told her it would. It wouldn't reach Guam. It'll fall in the ocean, which it did. It was an unarmed missile. And I said, the worst scenario that's actually going to come from this thing is that, Japan can complain, that they're flying something like this over their airspace. And that's exactly what happened. So, So I want to add that detail. But yeah, it's like they ask me, well, how does the world end? I don't know, don't ask me. And that goes back to saying, not even, who doesn't even know? Only the Father knows, no one else knows. I mean, it's a different crisis and a different threat. Practically every day, and the stuff keeps getting more and more technologically advanced, and it comes and it goes and it fades away. And this is some sort of an artificial society, some sort of an artificial religious structure. Definitely a matrix, an artificial perception of who and what we actually think we are, and the specific perspective of the way that we perceive this Earth planet and its life, and the way that we sustain our bodies with the life on the planet. Is a specific form that exists at a specific level, and there are many of these types of levels that are much more different and unique than each, and each of the physics of them are just as valid as any of the others. So I wanted to relate that. So Roger Rave. So we'll be happy at you. Okay. Oh, I did get it. Okay, great. Right. Okay, so I'm talking to a camera that basically I turned off, and I was saving, and I thought maybe it went off early, that maybe I didn't record. The end.